Hey there. I saw a post on Facebook the other day that said, if another company tells me to virtually do something, I'm going to barf. Okay, so perhaps not everyone is super excited about doing literally everything from home on top of working from home. But whether you're excited or you aren't, it's your new normal, at least for now. So since you have to do it anyway, I've got a ton of tips for how to handle something that you may have to do pretty regularly. Run a meeting. And even if you're not the one facilitating the meeting, these tips that I have for you will still be helpful to you as an attendee. Making sure that you're being heard is extremely important. It drives me nuts when I cannot understand what someone else is saying on a call. I don't like to ask people to repeat themselves, and I especially don't like to pretend I've suddenly understood them after the third or fourth time. And I also just don't want to miss something really important and not even know it. Do your best to not irritate your attendees by finding a place where you have good sound. Allow me to show you where I like to do my recordings and take my most important calls. Yep, I'm speaking to you from my closet. See? I know, it's kind of weird. But the reason why I do this is because it turns out my closet has the best sound in the house. I speak facing toward my clothes because this way my clothes will actually soak up the sound. So it's not bouncing around the room making an echo like you're hearing from my dining room. Now, if you don't fit inside of your closet, you can still open the door and speak into it, or stack some pillows in front of you and speak into them instead. It might seem odd, but no one can see you anyway, so your secret is safe. Make sure to focus yourself and your attendees on the current discussion. Close your email, close your Skype, and any other internal chat system that you use. It's incredibly awkward when a message pops up for everyone to see that was intended for your eyes only. Close all windows on your computer that aren't relevant to the meeting or that you wouldn't want anyone to see accidentally. I'll tell you, I was on a conference call recently, and the person sharing their screen revealed a whole lot more than we needed to know about their political interests because of some tabs that she left open on her screen. It made it super weird. Make sure that your family knows that when you're on a call, you are off limits for the time being. You could create a sign that says do not disturb, or do what I do and simply tape a piece of red construction paper to your door for those important calls. Just make sure that you don't leave it up all day, or your housemates will begin to ignore it. Save this for your most important calls only. Now, no matter how calm and innocent your dog seems before your meeting, put them somewhere comfy out of earshot. You never know when your Amazon order is going to show up and they're going to start barking so loud that the mute button barely saves you. Take attendance at the start of your call. This is to make sure that everyone on the line knows who else is on the same line. In your typical meetings, you can see everyone in the room. And if you're discussing a sensitive topic not intended for all audiences, you really want to make sure that you and your attendees aren't sharing too much information. This also helps you to be more inclusive of everyone who's present. It's hard enough for some people to get a word in edgewise during meetings, and now that everything is going virtual, it's even harder for some people to insert themselves into a discussion. It's not always easy to tell when someone's completed a thought or when the rest of the group is just ready to move on to another topic, yet you're still hanging on. Consider doing a round table at the beginning, end, or whenever you ask a question that's really important. Call on each person and give them a moment to speak. It makes the meeting inclusive of everyone and really helps when people are cutting each other off unintentionally or even intentionally. Screen share as you take notes of your meeting. It helps keep everyone on track because they actually have a visual of the current topic. This will make them less likely to bounce around. I personally like to send out an agenda ahead of time and then open up the agenda on the screen and add notes to each area of that agenda as we talk through each item. This can be sent out after the call for notes as well. We could all use a little social connection right about now. If you and your team have video chatting capability, use it. This really helps you understand how people are receiving the information that you're delivering because most of our communication really comes from observing behavior versus just verbal communication alone. Most of us know that, right? So we really need to consider this if it is an option to use video for meetings. It's going to help you focus too and help your attendees focus. They're going to be less tempted to try and multitask, maybe play a game on their phone, send some text messages, do whatever it is that they're doing, if everyone can see them. So here's a few things to consider when you're hosting or participating in a video conference. Be aware of your surroundings. Now, I realize that I'm saying this to you as I'm sitting on the floor of my closet that I just showed you, but I'm not on video right now, so it's okay. If I were going to be on video, I would sit in my home office or I would set up something nice behind my table to make it look like my house is all put together. It's just really important that if there's anything in the background that you would be embarrassed by if your team, client, or boss got a peek, just move it out of screenshot. You can make the whole rest of the house a mess. Just have that one little area nice and clean. If you're using a laptop, stack it on top of something to make it eye level. You may have some sort of stand, but I personally use 3 textbooks when I'm doing a video chat. The angle looks much nicer on you when you're not looking down into your camera. Otherwise, it's like when you go to use the camera on your phone and it startles you because it's accidentally still in selfie mode and you're counting how many chins you have. I'm sure that you already know that it's important to make eye contact whenever speaking with others, especially if you're giving a presentation. But this is a bit more challenging when you cannot be in the actual room with someone else. So try this. Put a sticker right next to your webcam to remind yourself of where to look. I'm going to show you the difference. So when I look at you right now, I'm actually not looking at my webcam. I'm looking at my PowerPoint. And you can see now I'm actually looking at my video and some of my clothes in my closet. But now I'm actually looking right into the webcam. Actually, I'm looking at my sticker right next to the webcam. And you can see that it appears I'm actually looking you right in the eye. So since you can see the difference there, I hope that you're willing to give that a try. And I'd recommend using a little happy face sticker because that's what I like to use to remind me there's another person at the other end of this meeting. They can see me, and it really helps me remember to smile at that other person. Okay, now this one is super important when you're planning a video conference. Make sure that everyone who is attending knows at least the day before that the expectation is that they're going to be on video. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that's gotten a little bit lazy with getting ready for work in the morning now that I'm not physically going into the office. Don't put anyone on the spot, or I promise they're going to have to lie to you and tell you that their webcam is suddenly broken. I hope these tips have been helpful for you as you get more and more used to working from home. It's not always easy, but remember, there are perks too. For example, you get to decide the temperature of your own AC. No one can tell you what is supposed to be the standard comfort level. All right, bye for now.